You ready? All right. Little dog, I'm extra unique. My whole aura scream talent. Top man.
Shannon Shorter, another episode of the Underrated Podcast.
Dayan Dunlap.
We got a special guest from North Dallas, Afghanistan, as they call it, East Garland representative, JUCO All-American, JUCO Freshman of the Year, All-Conference player in the Southland Conference, Mr. Tony Bishop, 13-year pro career. My bad, I don't mean to disrespect. 13-year pro career, Mr. Tony Bishop. We appreciate you jumping down with us, brother.
I appreciate you having me, you know what I'm saying? It feels good to be here, dog. Jumping out, bro. What way are you underrated? What way I'm underrated? Man, my whole life, dog. I've been underrated, been looked over. You know what I'm saying? People passing me over just because of my size, me being skinny. You know what I'm saying? But me being underrated, that's what made me a dog. You know, me being able to push. You know what I'm saying? Me being able to just fight for everything, but my name, my respect. You know what I'm saying? So, I was underrated my whole life.
So you came up in the your mom and father, they still married. So you came up in a strong household. Grew up in North Dallas. Can you take us back to them situations in North Dallas when you came up, like just scenarios you were in and those experiences you experienced?
Okay, yeah, in North, man, off Greenville, off Forest Lane and all of that. No, I was sheltered a lot. Like I grew up all the way there till second grade. You know, my family made sure that I didn't really go outside my apartments too much. We stayed over there with the kids that was in the all in the apartments playing and everything. You know, my mom made sure we went to church every Sunday too. You know what I'm saying? So my memories are like real low going back then to the North. But we moved to East Garland in second grade, and then that's when, you know, everything took off. You know what I'm saying? When I learned a lot about standing on your name, you know what I'm saying? Making sure everybody respect you. You know what I'm saying? You know how it is over there. So just really having to, like, stand on 10 toes and fight for your name over there. So it was adjustment for me. But my parents, they made sure they pulled me from the streets. And my mom was I always make sure, like, yo, don't stay out too late. You know what I'm saying? Like, make sure that you home when the street lights come on, or if I'm in front of the house, I can see you. You know what I'm saying? So she made, like, I had the goal in the front, so I'm always hooping in front of the house. So I ain't really go too far sometimes. And you know, I remember there's plenty of times where I'd be out there, it'd be raining outside. I'm out there hooping, you know, because I just love ball, you know. And so that was the main thing.
So being in East Garland, like you said, the environment was different. You know what I'm saying? Because you had a different lens of, you grew up, you aged a little bit, you grew up a little bit more, and so you had a different lens of what you've seen. So how did that, I wouldn't say affect you, but how did that help you and shape you into who you are?
It helped a lot because you had to make a name for yourself, because you had to gain respect. You know, that was the main thing. You know, me being a skinny kid, me being new to the neighborhood too. Over there, a lot of families that grew up together. You know, that's in the East Side. So like they grew up because they was like real little. So like me being new, I had to make a name for myself. Like, it's gain respect, and that was with fighting. You know, that's really what it was. And then once I gained respect, we all got cool with everybody, and then I started, you know, be able to walk around the streets, you know, cool and with everybody. They always make sure, like, nah, man, you got to wear blue around here. You know what I'm saying? You don't put on no red. I'm serious. If you wore red, it's Garland, they stop you, bro. Like, that's just how it was. And people think like Garland wasn't bad, but that area of Garland was, you know, at that time, there was a lot of kids around the same age. You know, we had from middle school, high school age groups, you know, like grown ups that was in their life too. You know, so it was a good environment, but it helped me be the man I am today, just gaining my respect, just working hard, you know. And also my head was always on a swivel too. Like, I had to make sure, like, I'm looking up on my shoulder. I still carry that to this day, you know, which is a good and a bad thing, you know what I'm saying? But I had to learn, like, you know, you got to make sure you're watching your back too.
When you in East Garland and you growing up and maturing, you seeing different things, and I want to say I wasn't raised in East Garland. My best friends lived there. Of course, we grew up and was in Garland. But within that, how were you able to, or was it a point where you like, you know what, I'm going to make sure I'm focused and not someone to make the wrong decisions? Did you have maybe a group of friends or your father or cousins? What was it that kind of helped you ensure that you wasn't with the wrong crowd? Or when you with that crowd, making some decisions that they was making?
Well, yeah, I was hanging around the wrong crowd early. You know, just kind of figure out myself and who I wanted to be. You know, just trying to figure out what friends or what lane I wanted to be in. And at that time I was like a little follower too, just trying to figure it out. I was the only child, so I didn't have nobody in the house, like no brother or sister. So I remember there's times where one of the first times I was like, nah, this ain't for me. We was at a party up the street from my house, and a friend that I knew, I considered him my friend, he pulled his gun out on me, he put it in my face, you know what I'm saying? But he playing. Yeah, I'm young. I'm like, shit, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, at that point in time, I think I was in middle school. I think I was like in 6th grade. I'm like, nah, let me move around from him for one. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And then just early on as kids, getting into a lot of trouble and everything. And my mom just always kept me in the church though. That was the main thing. She used to every Sunday wake me up at 6 o'clock. Like, hey, we out. Like, get up, get ready. You know what I'm saying? We going every Sunday. And then times where I would get into fights, and like most of my fights were on my block in front of my house or something. My mom will be home, and she'll come out there like, "Hey, what y'all doing? Y'all friends? Whatever." You know what I'm saying? She will, always talk to me after that, like, "Yo, like, I don't want you going this way. Like, go this way." And that's one of the main reasons why I ended up going to Garland. You know what I'm saying? Because if I would have went to Garland High School, that also my life could have went a different way as well in her eyes. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up going to Rowlett, which was, a little bit different. That time it was a newer area, so a lot of more mixed kids, mixed families and stuff, I guess you would say, over there. It was just cool for me just to be able to listen to my mom and be able to just move away from that lifestyle.
That's a blessing. You had a solid foundation. You said you was the only child too.
Mm-hmm,
So experiences you go through, you're going through alone. You don't really have somebody that you can look to say, okay, I'm not gonna do that. Like
Exactly.
you learning in real time.
In real time,
from real experiences. So you got to high school, and I read that you didn't really. Obviously, you played 13 years pro. I read that you didn't really like take basketball seriously until like your senior year.
Yeah.
Like, so what was it before that? Was you just like dabbing into it, just trying to see, or like what was your mindset with it then?
Well, before that, man, I just love basketball. So like I would just be outside just hooping, bro. Like I would challenge guys who walk up and down the street. Cause like I said, there was a lot of kids over there. So like I would like, yo, let's play 2-on-2. Let's play 1-on-1. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm outside, let's hoop. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I always was for me. Like, and I had a neighbor who was a year older than me. We'd be playing 1-on-1 a lot. 25 that game a lot too. So. You know what I'm saying? That was just my passion. Like we had a recreation center I would go to.
Gale Field.
Gale Fields, so I was always there too, playing with older guys, after school and stuff like that. So it was fun, and it was just passionate. Like I used to picture myself like being AI at times, you know what I'm saying? Tracy McGrady, Penny Hardaway, those were my guys I looked up to at that time. And it was just a love for the game. And then once I really knew that, I got that I really loved it more is when I hurt my knee my sophomore year. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be on varsity. I had a high chance to be on varsity my sophomore year, but the Friday before school started, I was playing outside in front of my house with my dad, and I hurt my knee. Like I spun the wrong way, and my kneecap came out of socket and came back, and I had to have surgery. I was out like 8-9 months. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't get back into the end of district. You know what I'm saying? So it was tough at that time, but through that period, I learned how to like work hard. You know what I'm saying? Work to get better, work to strengthen my knee, the physical therapy, the rehab and stuff like that. So at that time, that's when I really found out I could really work hard to get better. You know what I'm saying? So doing that is one of the reasons that it also pushed me to start working in a different level.
At what point within that time did you realize when you had to have that work ethic that you could really take it and play not only collegiate, but go and have the career that you had? I
would say my senior year, because my junior summer is when I really started working. I just started just being in the gym more. That was the main thing. And then my senior year, which was crazy, I didn't really work on my game, but like I just had that dog mentality, like it's just go hard. That's just what it was. Like be passionate about what you're doing, and then it gets took off. I end up having a lot of good games my senior year. I had a quadruple double my senior year against Seagoville. I had a few triple double games. You know what I'm saying? Get block shots, rebounds, stuff like that. And that really gives it. I was like, oh, I'm doing this. Like I could really, do something like this skinny kid from Garland. I'm like, I ain't even expect. And then letters started coming in. So once the letters started coming in, I'm like, oh, I can go to college for this. So I just didn't have that mindset. Like my family, I'm the first generation immigrant. My mom came up from Panama, and one of 9. My grandma married my army guy and came over and brought all her kids over here. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't even the father of the kids, he just loved my grandma. She brought everybody over. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't see nothing. I didn't see no college. I didn't see no NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like I was the first to graduate college. You know what I'm saying? So like just me being able to just see basketball, what I could do with it, and like I'm averaging 18 and 14. I'm like, oh, I really can do something with this. You know what I'm saying? Like people hitting me up like, yo, you hooping. Like I led all of Dallas in rebounding. You know, that's all 6'8", I think at that time, or 5'8", 10, 5'8", or something. I'm talking, it's dogs in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? But and I'm skinny. I led everybody in the rebounds my senior year. So once I seen that, I was like, okay, I can really do this.
So one thing we like to say is exposure leads to expansion, right? So like your senior year, you say you averaged 18 to 14. You started getting letters. Was that the assurance you need or the affirmation you needed to tell you like, oh, no, I'm finna do something with this?
Oh, for sure.
Okay, so when you got to junior college, you had a coach that you said really brought out a different side of you you never knew existed. Like those were some of the best years of your life. That's what I read. So can you elaborate on what you meant by that?
For sure. Well, first of all, let me tell you the story of how I got to Richland.
Okay.
You know, so I'm going around different JUCOs like Granger, Ranger was one of them. You know, Brookhaven, like this different JUCOs, and just talking to the coach. But the coaches were never really interested in me. They were just taking me on a visit just because I was another player. You know what I'm saying? And they get the stats that I did or whatever. So I can feel their vibes. Like I thank God for me being able to be a person to feel vibes from people, like your aura. So that's because I'm able to feel it at all times for some reason. It's weird, but so I never forget. Like I was at Brookhaven, and I'm talking to the coach over there, and we was having a conversation about like where he could see me in the future and stuff like that or whatever with his program. And he told me, he was like, "Look, I don't see you going Division I. You know what I'm saying? I don't even see you going professional." So I'm looking at him, I'm like, you serious? You know what I'm saying? So after that time, like I brushed him off after that, like it's over with. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up at this time, I wasn't really getting heavy recruited anymore. Like my SAT score wasn't bad, so I couldn't go to the Division I's that was recruiting me. And I was in Garland County at an open gym. I'm just doing my thing or whatever. And then the Richland coach was there. Man, he sat me down after the game one time. He was like, hey, you ain't signed nowhere yet? I'm like, nah, I don't know where I'm going. And then he was like, well, look, I want you to come play for me. You know, and he was like, I'm starting a whole new team. My first year gonna be a head coach. I'm fresh out of college, but I see potential in you. And he was like, you could be a 2-year All-American in my school, and we're gonna win a national championship. He said that to me. And this was like in the summertime before school even started. I'm like, so a kid who looking for reassurance at that time, I'm like, okay, bet. So signed with him. And I'm going to JUCO with him. And then them 2 years were the roughest years of my life, like tough. I'm talking about like, it was 30 kids coming in my freshman year. And then he putting us through adversity drills off the field, on the court, you know what I'm saying? Like just doing everything, and guys was dropping like flies, like quitting. You know, like, because they couldn't do it. They couldn't run these 30 suicides. They couldn't run in 100-degree weather on the soccer field. But me, I'm like, sure, I'm pushing through this because that's just who I was. Yeah. You know, I never was a person to quit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just pushing myself past my limitation just to see how far I can go. Yeah. You know, so he really, John Philman, man, he really like got that grind out of me. And I used to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and go work out over there. So me being able to do that and really just see how far I can go in that environment with him pushing me to my limits and knowing that I'm not going to quit no matter what you throw at me, then I know I could take it somewhere.
Was that one of the first coaches that actually believed in you?
Yeah, first one.
How was that felt for you, especially coming from high school where maybe a coach didn't believe you?
It felt great, you know, just hearing it for him and then really actually seeing the results, you know, that meant a lot because he gave me the keys. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think he told nobody else that, but he told me that. So like he gave me the keys and I ran with it. So like he would let me be in the gym whenever I wanted to be. Like when I say I was one of the first guys in the gym every morning, that was me. I would wake up at 5 and go to the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm turning the lights on in the gym. So I'm in there, and then some of my teammates started going with me. You know what I'm saying? And then once we all started going in there, it started being a whole different dynamic. You know, and then we really are here pushing each other to be better. You know, so we all started working hard. Like those 2 years, man, like those guys are, to this day, I would take that group of guys that I played with them 2 years again and play against anybody, any team in Division I, JUCO. I always play against anybody because like we were really some dogs, and also we had the #1 defense in the nation. Like we was cold, like locking up too.
So what led you to Texas State?
What led me to Texas State, man. So after we won the national championship, and I got the National Player of the Year, I thought I was gonna have a like high level Division 1. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was thinking in my eyes. Like I'm optimistic. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm about to get like Texas. You know what I'm saying? Like A&M or whoever, because Texas is my favorite school.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to play it. Coming from a Division 3 JUCO, it wasn't just like that. You know what I'm saying? So I had like Middle Tennessee, I had South Alabama, I had Cleveland State, I had a lot of mid majors. So I really was going to sign with South Alabama. That was where I was going to go. I remember it was Coach Taylor. He was coming to see me every week, you know. And then the week I was going to sign, he didn't come that week, and he stopped showing up. So I just found out recently, matter of fact, he ended up leaving South Alabama and got the job at Perry the JUCO, and that's what happened. So I didn't know that. He didn't communicate that with me. So I went on a visit with Texas State, and then Texas State was it was cool. It was cool because I had guys I knew from Dallas that went there.
Yeah.
It was not far from home. It's 3 hours away, and it also was a party school. You know, I was big like in going out back at that time too, because one of my uncle, he owned a club here in Dallas called Purgatory. And when I was in high school in JUCO, you don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
So I was outside a lot, you know, but I always make sure I put the work in for sure. So that was never a factor. So Texas State was so attractive to me because of the party scene, because of the people that I knew there, and just to be able to just be in a different environment and play ball. You know, like I said, I wasn't even seeing professional. I wasn't even thinking about that at that time. I just wanted to go get a degree because nobody in my family ever did it.
One of the currents that you keep reiterating is the work ethic that you had to be able to stay focused and put the work in. What do you credit that mindset to? What did you help develop that? Or is that something that it was just that you just had?
I think I want to say my dad. My dad, he drives trucks for a living, 18 wheelers. And he's been doing that since I can remember. I want to say like 30 years. You know what I'm saying? So he would get up at 4 o'clock every day and go work. And then he'll be gone a day and then come home, and then be gone another day and then come home. So he would be gone like 2 times out the week. And he would never complain. Like I never heard my dad complain about nothing. You know what I'm saying? At all. And then me seeing him like just continue to go to work at 4 o'clock, and that's tough. Like I can't even do that now. You know what I'm saying? Like I can get up at 5, but 4, that's a different animal right there. You know what I'm saying? So he would do that every day and never complain. My mom would go to work every single day too, never complain. And just seeing that I think that instilled like my toughness is like, just go hard. Like this is life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't want to hear, like, don't cry about nothing, about nobody gonna sit here and hand you anything. You have to go get it. So that was for me, seeing him a lot, and his work ethic, and him also, he'll get home from work, being on the road for 2 days, and come home, and then he'll go work on a car, or he'll go help out my mom's sister or brother. You know what I'm saying? They need help moving or something like that. Like I said, he would never complain about it. So I think that gets instilled in me, just that hard work ethic.
So like when you graduated from Texas State, I read that one of your first pro jobs was in Denmark, right? And a lot of people don't know about that overseas life. They think it's just all sunshine and rainbows, but it's real life situations.
Real life
that we go through, right? So you made $1,100 a month.
$1,100.
How did you navigate that? What was your mindset? Because I remember when I was in Mexico, I was just excied for the opportunity. I didn't even care about the bread at the time. I was just excited about the opportunity. So what was your situation like?
Well, it's crazy because I had just had my first kid. You know, he was born September 6th, and I watched his birth. I was there for a week, and then I left because I knew I had to go get money, and I had to, and then I think if I didn't go play, you know how it is. If you sit home after college or whatever, it's gonna be hard to
start working.
Yeah, that as well, but it's gonna be hard for you to get a job the next year because you off a year. They don't know what you've been doing, you know, stuff like that, especially at that time. So I was like, I'm not gonna go overseas, low money, but I gotta do it. I gotta get some film. I gotta be able to show guys what I can do, show coaches and teams. So I ended up going with one of the guys I played with in college, which was Ryan White, who helped me get the job. You know what I'm saying? Because what's crazy is the agent that I had, who was with Coreside, was a big European agency, in June, the time before the talking signing period, he ended up having a heart attack and dying. So he had a heart attack and dying. So I'm kind of fit because he wasn't answering the phone. I'm like, yo, what's going on? I can't. So I don't know. Like, I need some information. Like, I need to know what's about to happen about me going overseas or going across some waters. So the head of the agency, this Russian guy, he contacted me. Was like, hey, your agent passed away, had a heart attack. Do you want to continue to stay with us? I can use you myself, and I can work with you and help you out and put you on a team and get you started, or we can just release you right now and then you can go find another agent or agency. And so I was like, let me think about it, let me see what I want to do. So I ended up going to their website again and like just searching through the players that they have, and it's hundreds of players. Like, I'm talking about like from all over the world. I'm like, nah, I don't want to be just a person in a pile. You know what I'm saying? You just picking my name, but he's gonna throw me in a situation to where you just go fend for your be by yourself. So I'm like, nah, I don't want that. So I ended up getting in contact with Josh Goodwin, the agent out of Houston, who was my agent my first couple of years, who helped me also with Ryan get the job in Denmark, and which was actually a good look for me.
What was your first experience like hoping on the court when you get there? What was that like? Was it a difference?
Yeah, so it was fun. I want to say that me playing with Ryan, we already had the chemistry, so it was great. So him being that fast, explosive guard, and me just running the floor, being the slasher that I was, we made it fun. So we was putting up points like crazy. He'll get 30, I get 25. You know, I had as many amount of rebounds or whatever. So we was just having fun, but we were losing. We were for us. It was good. It was good putting up stats. You know what I'm saying? That was the main thing. And then us being in that city was cool. It was a sports university school where we was at. So we basically stayed in dorms and had to play like that, you know. So dorms, kids our age, you know, so it made it fun. You know, it was an extended version of college, but we just playing pro, you know. So that was a cool thing about it. The food there was a little different. My first year, I was like, this food here is not, there's no seasoning in the food. So I'm just ordering pizza and I might cook here and there and stuff like that. But it was an adjustment, but we had fun at the end of the day.
So you go from year one in Denmark making, you know, what you made $1,100 a month to 12 years later, you didn't have a very successful career. You know, you got forwarded a year in Romania. You've been in Japan, you've been in South America, you played on your national team. So like, did you see that when you was in Denmark? Did you see 13 years later, or was it just, you know, I'm gonna just get what I can get, basically?
I didn't see it because, you know, I think the average life for a hooper playing abroad is like maybe max 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't see that, you know. And I didn't see myself playing overseas after my second year. When I went to Lithuania, I was the only black guy on the team. I was the only American on the team, and then I was the only black guy in the city. You know what I'm saying? So for that year, it was tough for me. You know what I'm saying? It was. I'm walking around the city, people calling me the N-word, this and that, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to the grocery store, people just staring at me crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ended up getting in a fight over there that year. I went to a club with some of my teammates, and they just, you know, mingling, having a good time with everybody. And, you know, of course, it was girls around us and having fun. And then, like, these mafia guys or whatever you want to say, they were in the city. They were hating on me. This me being black and me being athlete and girls around, I guess what it was. So they tried to jump me while I was over there. It was a bunch of them, and then none of my teammates helped me. You know what I'm saying? I was by myself, so I held my own for a little bit, but you only can do so much when you're by yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up going to practice the next week, face all beat up. I'm looking at my teammates like, yo, like what's up? Like, you know, like, y'all ain't gonna help me out. And then at that time, it wasn't too many of them who spoke English. My coach ain't even speak English. You know what I'm saying? So it was tough. You know what I'm saying? So I guess after that, and it's crazy. That same year, a player got killed in Romania at a bar. You know what I'm saying? He got stabbed at a bar for talking to a girl that same year. So I'm thankful that ain't nothing like that. That didn't happen. I was just a fight and I got, you know, bruised up a little bit. But that year was tough for me. And I'm like, man, I'm not coming over here no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing it.
Oh, go ahead.
And then I went to the G League after that for 2 years. And I was just like, you know what? All right, I'm going to see how this goes over here.
and you're a father. You mentioned you had your first child after your first stint. How did that change you as a man into fatherhood with the scope of you in your career and then?
It changed my mindset a little bit then. You know, I was well, me and the father, I mean, me and the mother of my son, we didn't really see eye to eye at that time. I was just young, you know, and I was just kind of get to basketball. I wasn't, and when I got home, that's when I was really kind of be a father. I would kind of talk to him here and there overseas and stuff, with the time difference and everything. But when I got home, that's when I really just tapped into him and, you know, try to like be there for him as much as possible and provide and, you know, show him like, yo, like I love you, man, but I'm just not here like I want to be. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go out here and get it, you know. So it was tough, you know, just that whole ordeal, the whole relationship with all three of us. But I made it work as best as possible, you know. But now we have a much better relationship.
Amen, amen. So you're a father of 4 now,
Father of 4.
you know. So
Yes, sir.
how did just seeing the foundation your father set with you and being married and etc. help you in your marriage and now you raising 4 children now and etc. Like what principles did you learn from him to instill into your own household and help you grow as a man?
Well, my dad, he was never a communicator like that. He was a leader by example. You know, so he would do things, just like I said, he wouldn't complain about nothing. He would just do it. You know, he was a provider, a leader in that aspect, you know, and then when he would talk, you know, I listened for sure because I wanted to hold on to the little words that he was producing to me. So me seeing him lead by example, that's how I was able to lead my family right now. Me being a leader, for me knowing that he wasn't the best communicator, I'm the best communicator to my kids. I talk to them as much as possible about letting them know that I love them, you know, letting them know that I'm here with anything that they need, you know, that I'm gonna help you with whatever that you want, you know, in life, that I'm gonna try to provide and make sure that I'm communicating at all times, just because I think that kids need to hear your voice, you know what I'm saying, as a father, you know. And then also seeing how my dad and my mom, they are still together. They've been together 37 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, I've seen their ups and downs, like, of course, with any relationship, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But me seeing that, it helps me and makes me believe, like, it can work, you know what I'm saying? So, like, so the things that go on in me and my relationship with my woman, that, you know, that if it's up and down, like, we can just brush that off. It ain't really that bad, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's keep pushing. But, you know what I'm saying? We got kids that we are showing that how to walk, how to do this, how to communicate. All these things that they follow us, you know, so like what we do, they see everything. So that's the main thing. And then I'm just making it work in that way.
Cameron, you told us that I believe 2 of your daughters was born overseas and a stint where you had them over there. What was that like? What was that dynamic? And what were some of the challenges maybe that you guys faced while over there?
So that's funny, man. They both were born in Romania, both got dual citizenship right now. So when my first daughter was born, I remember being at the government office trying to get her papers, and one of the ladies was like, "Nah, we're not even gonna help you because you're not American." You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even care if you was even born here or if she was born here. I'm like, "What you mean? We got the paperwork, we got the certificate of her being born here and everything. Like, what you mean you don't want to help us?" And she was like, "Well, y'all look like a movie couple." Somebody off the movie. I'm like, "What do you mean? What does that have to do with anything right now?"
Right.
And so, like, I wanted to spaz in that moment, you know what I'm saying? But my wife grabbed my arm and it was like, "Y'all just chill, let me handle it." And she ended up talking to the lady a little bit more softer than I would have, you know what I'm saying? And was able to get the paperwork done. And then my second daughter, Murphy, she had COVID, baby.
Okay.
So she was born during COVID, and I wasn't able to see her for the first 3 days. You know, I wasn't able to be in there during the birth. And then also, right when she was born, she was also taken right away from her mom for the first 7 hours. You know what I'm saying? Because during COVID, you know, they had this whole thing about, you know, you can't no contact, this and that. So that like little touch and that little comfort time that the baby needs to be with their mom wasn't able to have it. You know, but so it was different. But I am blessed to be able to have my kids being born in a different country because it doesn't happen often. You know.
So now, fast forward, you have a foundation, Eat or Get Ate.
Yes, sir.
Can you just dive into that and just tell us what you're doing in the community to just uplift the youth and impact this community?
Yes, sir. Eat a good eight. So basically, it's self-explanatory. Y'all know what it is. You go out here and eat and give it your all and everything that you do, and don't let nobody else outwork you. That's basically what it is. I've been going by that for a long time. Some of these Dallas artists like Zilla. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Big Chief.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? These guys who used to say that back in the day. So I just went ahead and ran with it. So. The foundation is right now what we're doing is we just giving back to East Garland. I've been giving back to Garland area for the past 5 years. I host a basketball camp for free for the kids. Like it's a 1 day camp, but it's like 3 4 hours, 3 hours and a half. And what we do is I have people come in. I have coaches come in who train like professional guys, athletes as well. I have a mental health coach who comes in and talk to the kids as well. I have another guest speakers who come in like a YouTube influencer guy who comes in, talks to them about social media and stuff like that. So we have sections in the camp. So we have some basketball skills, of course, and then we have a mental health side to where the kids can learn from a mental health expert, who went to school for it. So I think mental health is influential for the kids right now, especially in the community that I grew up in. So that's what we do every year, and we give them food for the day too as well. So I love doing it, man, and I love to continue doing this for the community and the place that I grew up in.
Speaking of Garland, yearly, as always, people on Facebook, these top 5 lists of hoopers that come out of Garland. You always in that top 5. How gratifying is it for you to know somewhere it's called home and people paying you your respect just from what you've accomplished and all the work that you put in?
And you ain't even want to hoop. So yeah, dive into that.
I ain't know I could. That was the main thing. But it means a lot, bro. I tell you the truth. Like it means that people have followed me throughout the years to be able to showcase my skills, man. I know that my hard work paid off because it's some dogs that came out of Dallas, out of Garland in general. You know what I'm saying? And back in the day, I wasn't like I was underrated. Like people didn't even see me playing pro because there was so many guys that we had that was just top guys in Garland that were McDonald's All-American nominees and stuff like that. So my name was like on the pole. You know what I'm saying? I remember I was ranked 200 in Texas, bro, in high school. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to check these things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that. But that's also what drove me. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to check. I remember my senior year. It's also how I got that dog too. I remember my senior year. I would see who would play on the list and on the schedule, and I would put their picture in my locker that week. You know what I'm saying? We played Anthony Randolph and Woodrow Wilson. I put his picture in my locker. I'm like, yo, I'm coming at you this week. You know what I'm saying? And I did. I went over there and had 25 and 12 against him. He had the better career. He got drafted, of course, with you. You know what I'm saying? I went at you. And then I had Donald Sloan had his picture in my locker too. You know what I'm saying? Like these guys that I looked up to but wanted to go at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what helped me. But yeah, man, that's cool.
So you coaching now?
Yeah.
You coaching. Okay, before I get into that, what led you to retire? Like after 13 years playing for so long, what led you to retire?
Oh man, it's just because the game, there ain't no love in the game for real like that. That's what it was for me. Like you put all your hard work into the game for so long. Yeah, it's gonna be some good situations that you can fall into, of course, you know what I'm saying? But it was just some times where I'm like, man, I gotta get up and deal with this or just off the court stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of politics, a lot of business stuff. You know what I'm saying? We was in Taiwan when I really realized I'm like, yo, I'm done with this stuff. I was the top 3 scorer in the league. I had just got MVP of the month. So one top rebounders in the league. And my team just damn near just didn't want to talk to me no more. Like my GM and my owner, they was just not communicating with me. And then my wife, she was pregnant at the time, and we was getting ready to have a baby there because we thought we was gonna be there the whole year. And then just seeing how they was treating me and my family for no reason, it felt like, and then end up finding out they wanted to cut me, which I don't know why to this day. You know what I'm saying? When I was producing, I was like, you know what? This ain't it for me, bro. Like, so I was like, I'm tired of this part of the game. You know what I'm saying? So, and especially when you're doing your thing and you out here eating, you know what I'm saying? Like, it shouldn't even be no question of why you want to cut somebody. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and hang them up. That was one of the reasons. And also, my kids are getting older. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be stationary. I didn't want to keep moving around. My daughter's going to international schools, kind of learn this language, you know what I'm saying? Not really being set in stone, not really having no friends. They can, go see on weekends as much as possible and stuff like that. So I was like, yeah, my wife was getting tired of moving and stuff as well. Like, you know what, let's just hang it up. And I still can play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'll be getting out here with these high school kids here and there and stuff like that now. Like I still got game, but I just wanted to hang them up just mainly because of my family and the business side of it.
So fast forward, are you like at peace with it? Like you don't got
Oh
no
yeah, for
kind of
sure.
second guessing. You
Nope.
just peace in your soul.
Yeah, I got peace, dog. Like,
Hey man.
the love for the game of like I still love the game, but
Mhm.
the fact that like playing professional, like getting up and like doing these 2 days, you know what I'm saying, really going to put up 1,000 shots or whatever the case may be every day. I don't have that no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't
Okay.
have that urge to go do that no
Mhm.
more. You know what I'm saying? I lost that 3 years ago before I retired.
Mhm.
To keep it a buck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So towards the end of my career, I was barely putting up shots and stuff like that, but I was still eating.
Yeah.
Because once you gain something, you're not really gonna lose it, especially when you know what I'm saying, you put so much work into the game.
Okay.
So yeah, I just lost it, in that sense, and then just no, I don't need like right now. I don't even care to go hoop right now for real. I just want to pour into these kids. That's really what it is,
That's a good word.
man.
One of the things that you said you're real big on that you want to touch upon was post-career and being able to talk about finances kind of for players who played overseas and
Mm-hmm.
position themselves in a way to they're financially stable and financial conscious.
Mhm.
Kind of speak about that.
Yeah, because I really tapped into that during COVID. I was able to get into like crypto and stocks and learn about that stuff back then. I did a lot of that stuff myself. I guess gaining the knowledge on social media or reading books and stuff like that. I know Earn Your Leisure was one of the podcasts that I really tapped into. With those guys. And then now, I'm working, starting a new job with Northwestern Mutual, being a financial advisor. I want to be able to help guys like us who has played or, who has families, help them with life insurance, because at the end of the day, you don't know what's going to happen. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like there's people, guys overseas who get hurt, you know what I'm saying? The team may take care of you then, but when you get home, they're not going to take care of you. You know what I'm saying? Like the money, that's your money coming out of your pocket. Because that has happened to me. You know what I'm saying? I had to spend a lot of money on my knees because I hurt over there because they wearing and tearing. They playing me 40 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And then they just gonna throw me away after the season. So coming home and then being able to help these guys, like, look, they just take care of you. Then you come home and you still gotta take care of these bills. Look, if you got disability insurance, look, you can be able to take care of this because you're only paying $20 a month for disability insurance, and you'll be able to have money to tap in to pay for your need and not use your own money. That you earn that year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we need the money that we pocket from overseas. So yeah, you won't be able to take a hit like that. Or if the case may be, like say, my guy who passed away, like Andre Emmett, unfortunate, but it's random.
Yeah.
Like you don't never know what could happen. You know what I'm saying? So like, and then he had daughters. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to make sure that if just an example, if I pass, that my kids gonna be able to be set in stone with life insurance. You know what I'm saying? It could be like $1 million policy to where they're able to, okay, funeral was covered. Okay, cool. Now they're gonna be able to be set for a year. You know what I'm saying? Then she can really be able to take care of her the kids with more of a plan because everything happens so sporadically. You know what I'm saying? Random. You know what I'm saying? So that's my goal, is to be able to have athletes and family men, you know what I'm saying, and women as well, to be able to know that you have the security and stability with Northwestern Mutual.
Hey man, one thing we always tap into on this podcast is we always ask somebody to reflect and just deep dive back into their younger years, and we just always ask them, what would you tell your younger self now that you didn't achieve so much in life, came to a certain level of prominence in your life? What, if you look back, hindsight 2020, what would you tell your younger self?
That's a good question. I would say embrace your own journey. Don't worry about nobody else's path but yourself. Because you can get caught up in, oh, this guy is in the NBA, I just bust his ass on the court. Why can't I get the same look that he just got? You know what I'm saying? Comparing. Don't worry about nobody else, because I did that before, and it took a damper on my game. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be against, don't worry about them. Take care of your stuff first. Lock into what you got going. Stay focused on your path and your journey, and then, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be able to do your thing for sure.
Well, you just talked about wanting to get back in. You talked about wanting to get back into the youth, like Shano just mentioned. You're now coaching your son.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about pouring your knowledge of not only the game but life into him and seeing him grow and flourish on the court, but also off the court because him being your oldest.
Oh man, that's one of the reasons I retired too, man. Because he's 13. You know what I'm saying? Like he's coming into them teenage years to where like you really need your father in your life because you're gonna be going through a lot of emotions. You're gonna be going through a lot of different things at school, maybe with women. You know what I'm saying? With girls or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Interaction with guys, how to be able to handle situations of you know what I'm saying, conflict and stuff like that. Because you got to be able to hold your own, of course, in them aspects and stuff like that. So. I'm just happy that I'm able to do so. It's important and with the stuff that I've learned my whole life, you know what I'm saying, just teach him the game. When it's with all my kids, and it's with any kid in general that I meet, like the kids over here at the school, but especially with him because he told me like, yo, I want to play, I want to hoop, I want to follow your footsteps, like I want to take it serious. I'm like, cool, well let's do it. We're gonna be in the gym then. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna make it work. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna show you the game because I got the blueprint. You know what I'm saying? In my eyes, like, I know what it takes. So I'm gonna show you and I'm gonna help you as much as possible if you're willing to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm loving it right now and I'm gonna continue pressing on, keep pushing him, you know what I'm saying, and continue to get better.
TB, I appreciate you jumping down on the fire, bro. That go a long way with me. I've been knowing you since I can't even remember. It's been years, bro. And I got a lot of love and respect for you, a lot of love and respect for your journey. Just appreciate you jumping down with me and Dayan. That go a long way with us.
So I appreciate that. I appreciate y'all having me. You know what I'm saying? It means a lot to be recognized, you know what I'm saying, by two guys that done did the thing, you know what I'm saying, in his life. And I appreciate both of y'all, you know what I'm saying, for having me on.
But before we let you go, anybody that you would recommend think could be good in this space in the podcast?
Oh, for sure. You know, you talking about Dallas, you talking about worldwide?
Wherever. But we in Dallas though. Okay, you see it.
Yes, sir. So I'm gonna go with Harvey Ed Carter. He got a great story to be told. For sure. You know what I'm saying? And then another guy is Barry Holloway, you know what I'm saying? He's not an athlete. He was an athlete, but he's tapped into, you know, like the corporate world. You know what I'm saying? He got he got a nice story to be told. You know what I'm saying? So those two guys right there, you know what I'm saying, I recommend.
Well, definitely.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Tap into the podcast, underrated podcast, like and subscribe. Y'all know where to find us, Shannon Shorter.
Dayan Dunlap again. Thank you again, Tony. Dallas native, man. You see the hat, you see the jersey.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Good.